Crittenden County Basketball would like to thank these fine sponsors: Mark Williams, Whitetail Properties, re-elect Bart Frazer, County Attorney, Farmers Bank and Trust, Nathan Ratley at Marion Recycling, Livingston Hospital, H&H Home and Hardware, Tanner Tabor at YTG Insurance, First United Bank in Marion, elect Chad Nelson, Crittenden County Attorney, Colby Davis and West Kentucky Launchpad, Stuart Haberlock's Preferred Tree and Land, Lone Star Construction, Ellington Detailing, Roy Crane's Tire and Equipment Rental, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, Jared Champion at JRC Kennels, Megan Roberts, Chiropractic and Wellness, Kenny Locke and Superior Exteriors, H&R Block of Marion, and Stark's Sports Training.
Welcome back, Rocket fans. My name is Trace Dankton. I'm your host for the Coaches Show this week, and I'm joined by Coach Kenny Jackson. And Kenny, something big happened last night. You got your first win as a Crittenden County Rockets basketball head coach, so I want to congratulate you on that. So just tell me how it feels to, finally get that under your belt.
Well, let's go ahead and get it out there. It's not about my first win. It's about these kids that have been working hard in practice and just grinding every practice and every game and staying with it. It's not my win. It's their win. But going forward, we're just going to keep grinding, keep working hard, and I'm just so proud for these kids and young men, not kids. They're young men, and I just love them, and I want them to continue to succeed and win more games.
Yeah, you kind of alluded on it for a second, talking about going forward. So you get the momentum of you won by 20, which you're going to see that just on the scoreboard when you say you win by 20, and that it feels good. It feels good to win by 20. So how do you carry that momentum forward? They get their first win, and y'all take that win together. Y'all are all excited about it. So how do we carry that energy going forward now?
Well, we just keep working in practice. We keep working on the fundamentals that we're lacking. I emphasize pregame practice. Let's make good passes. Good passes make great shooters. Let's take our time, be patient, and that's what we got to do the rest of the season is just be patient and take one game at a time and study each game and try to get better.
Yeah, we're talking, about this group, and we're going to have a couple guys come on here in a little bit. So, what are some of the qualities that you've seen from these guys that help them continue to keep persevering to eventually get that win last night, and the qualities from them that you see going forward that's going to help you?
I see the patience. These guys are starting to be more patient. And we may not be running the offense the way it's dialed up to run, but these guys are seeing the open spots. They're sprinting back. They're catching with their hands up, ready to shoot. And I just see so much more improvement that's going to be happening here in the next few weeks and towards the end of the season.
I feel like your answer will be kind of close to this next question, and it is kind of similar, but I think there's going to be differences in all of it. How has this team grown, do you think?
Just the maturity level. I mean, these guys, they have bought in. Again, I said this earlier, and they come to conditioning. They come to every practice since March. We've had practice 2 and 3 times a week, and they just keep working hard, and they're committed, and I believe they want to get better, so they keep showing up, and that's what I see.
Mm-hmm. So, in a moment, we're going to have Braden Poindexter and we're going to have JJ on. So, not only do we want to highlight these two just because they're coming on right now, but who are some of the other guys that you've seen stepping up, throughout this season?
You got Roan Top, the freshman. He's playing as good as he can play as a freshman and one of the top players on the team. Emmett Ellington. I believe once we build some confidence within him, and he's come a long way with confidence now, but a little more. He could use just a little bit more. Cash Myers, we just received him from the middle school. He's a big boost when he comes in. Connor Poindexter, very smart player. Just those are the 5, 6, that are working hard and continuing. I think they're getting better.
Tell me, how's it been to, you bring up an 8th grader to come and play some important varsity minutes. Tell me how that feels from a coach to, I don't want to necessarily say like you're relying on him so heavy, but you are relying on a very young guy to come in and do some of these massive things in the offense and then turn around and play defense. So tell me how he's, been from your perspective, whether if it's practice and in a game, and how he changes things.
He's got such a high basketball IQ that, he's already thinking ahead of what the next play or what the next move is. Again, we'll go back to the chess game. This basketball is kind of like a chess game. So, he's so advanced in his knowledge of the game that when he comes in, everybody just feels comfortable with playing with him, and he just gives us that boost. But I want to go back to Brady Dayberry. He's a big spark. He had 10 or 11 steals last night, and again, I said this in the past show. You just don't know what Brady you're going to get. Yeah. Last night he showed up, and I hope this is a confidence booster for him. So I hope this helps him. Joe Bumpus, Jack Porter, those guys are in the rotation as well, working hard. Joe's a football player, so he plays like a football player, and I like his attitude. I like his energy. If we could just get him to finesse down just a little bit. Jack is a facilitator. Jack works hard in practice. Very smart. I just want him to mature just a little bit more, and we get these 10, 11 guys, focused and confident and maturing just a little bit more, and good things are going to happen in the future.
Do you think it is a highlight right now for you to keep the rotation, fresh and continue that pressure? Because I seen last night that really stuck out to me as like a defensive guy is that y'all's pressure was the difference maker in that game last night. So are you trying to push that forward more going into this later half of the season?
Trace, I've always been, a pressure kind of guy. But I had to get our identity first and see where we were and get the right opportunity to plug this, this defense in and try it. And we did that on Monday, and we went over it. And there's lots of critiquing we still have to do, rotation of who needs to be where when the ball is here, and we just got to work on rotations. And I believe moving forward, if we can get our rotation figured out as far as on the court, we're going to be just fine. We're going to be some contenders.
Well, I'll get to the big guy in a second. But speaking of rotation, there's a guy that came off the bench last night, younger guy, and he provided some amazing energy and defense and just like a spark that radiated there at the gym. And that was JJ. We're going to have him on in a second. So just kind of tell me about him and how what he means.
And he's been working hard. He's just like every other player we got. He's been working hard in practice, and the past couple games he's played JV, and he stepped up and he's made some plays in JV, and he's taking care of the basketball, and he's not being as timid, and having more confidence. And I just made my mind up Monday in practice. Yeah. I said, hey, I'm gonna give JJ a shot. He's gonna be one of the first ones off the bench, and sure enough, he come in and delivered what we wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of coaches talking about, when you get that time, like step up. Got to be ready. Right. So somebody that seems to be ready every game, is your big fella down low, Poindexter. So just tell me about Braden and, how he's been instrumental as, the older guy, right? Towards this team that's been playing basketball for a long time.
Right. Well, I saw last night, I asked, I see facial expressions, and, ask a guy, say, is everything okay? Mm-hmm. And last night, Braden's facial expression was just focused. And I kept asking him, "Hey, you okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay, Coach."
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, you okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay." So last night, I kind of get the picture that Braden was focused and he was ready to come out, and he was tired of being on the backside.
Yeah.
So he come out and played a phenomenal game, played smart, and just played to win.
Yeah.
And that was the whole game plan: is come in and play as hard as you can, and let's get this first win.
Well, Coach, I appreciate having you
Yes,
on
sir.
right here. And I appreciate you bringing these guys,
Yes,
and
sir.
we're about to have them on. So
Yeah.
we're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we're going to have JJ, and we're going to have Braden Poindexter on the show. Lady Rockets and Rockets want to thank the following businesses for supporting digital basketball content this season.
Mark Williams and Whitetail Properties.
Re-elect Bart Frazer, County Attorney.
Farmers Bank and Trust.
Nathan Ratley at Marion Recycling.
Livingston Hospital.
H&H Home and Hardware.
Tanner Tabor at YTG Insurance.
First United Bank in Marion.
Elect Chad Nelson, Crittenden County Attorney.
Colby Davis in West Kentucky Launchpad.
Stuart Haberlock's Preferred Tree and Land.
Lone Star Construction.
Ellington Detailing.
Roy Crane Tire and Equipment Rental.
Johnson's Furniture and Appliance.
Jared Champion at JRC Kennels.
Megan Roberts, Chiropractic and Wellness.
Kenny Locke and Superior Exteriors.
H&R Block, Marion, Kentucky. And Stark's Sports Training.
Welcome back, Rocket Nation. My name is Trace Darrington, and I'm joined by some basketball players. Now I've got Braden Poindexter, not his brother. I've got Braden over here, and then I've got JJ. So, guys, last night, y'all, there was a new energy from y'all that I could just sense on the court. Watching y'all warm up, all that kind of good stuff. Y'all really seemed loose and like y'all having fun, but yet you were still focused and ready to play that basketball game. So, how did it feel last night to get that win? And we'll start with you, Braden.
Yeah, no, it just felt pretty good because, I hadn't had a win in 2 years, and I know most of these guys on the team haven't had a win in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it just feels good to have that under your belt. And I knew just even Sunday we had a little party together as a team. I just knew everybody was going to be ready to start the week. And came in Monday, we had a decently hard practice before a game, I'll be honest. And you could just tell the energy and the mindsets were all different coming in this one.
Did it feel a little bit different for you because you were such a big instrumental piece in getting that win, filling the stat sheet like you did, and being the older guy and some of the energy guy to come in there? Did that feel a little bit better, like on you personally, to get that win?
Yeah, it did feel better for sure, because usually I try to give my everything. Just as every time I step on the court, I try to give it my all, and I felt everybody else was feeding off that, and everybody else was wanting to give their all too, and it just all correlated together, and just a really good team win.
So JJ, you being a young guy, you come off the bench, and it was very quickly that you came in and made an impact. So how did it feel to come in, make an impact, and then y'all ended up winning by 20?
It felt good and all. I know a bunch of these guys, they're tired of losing all the time, and they just want to, get that win finally, because, it's hard. You don't want to lose games. You want to win games. You want every game you play. So, but yeah, just feels great, and hopefully we can get the next one.
How much have you enjoyed, being a younger guy, practicing with some of these older guys? How has that felt, just learning from them?
Well, it feels great. He's a good role model too, on and off the court, just for everyone on the team. And just as I absorb a lot of information from all the older guys. So, whatever they tell me I need to do, and just do what, produce on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. Braden, what do you think is the most improved part of your game over this year?
I remember going in the beginning of the year, Coach was telling me, he's like, all right, so you're going to be one of the bigger guys on the court most of the time. And so you're going to need to start taking it to the basket until someone stops you. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure he tells me that every single game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, that's what I tried to do this game, and I felt I did a lot better at it and got some more confidence in that aspect. And I definitely think my rim attacking was a lot better.
JJ, what do you think is your most improved part of your game?
I think it was my confidence, because confidence is what makes a great basketball player.
Absolutely.
You can't be a good basketball player with no confidence in yourself. So, you know, my mom always tells me, have confidence in yourself, believe in yourself. And
Last night, I thought you came into the game with a lot of confidence, but then I seen your first three go down. I seen you, force a turnover. So do you think your confidence starts to grow when you just see one thing happen?
yes, sir.
You did. What about that and one last night? I know point over here got an and one. You was right in his chest.
Yeah.
Do you think that you are one of the guys that people look at as an energy guy?
I think so.
I think so. Do you like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now we get this win. We've talked about what we've improved on. Not only as a team, but what do y'all think? What is your own goal for the rest, or goals for the rest of the year? Maybe it's to rebound better. Maybe it's to shoot the three better. What is it that you want?
Yeah, my goal is to create just more all-around offense to be able to where I can hit mid-range jumpers when I need to, be able to attack the rim, and then stretch the floor whenever it's open. And so I just know in practice I'm going to have to shoot some threes, and then after shoot some free throws, and then work on my pull-up jumpers, my little hook shots, and so just work on my all-around offense.
The stat sheet said you took three threes last night, and you hit one of them. Is Coach Kenny giving you the green light to shoot them? Or, were you just out there, you're like, I'm open, nobody's got a hand up, I'm taking them?
Yeah, he's giving the green light to everybody, actually, recently, because we hadn't scored very many points. He's like, you know what? Everybody got the green light. If you're open, shoot the ball. And so, I took upon that opportunity, and I shot it when I was open.
So, JJ, what are some of your own goals that you got, for the rest of this year?
Well, just help the team more, not foul as much, and, play better, play more defense, and play harder, and play 110% every play.
Absolutely. All right, so now we're going to get a little bit more personal, like we talked about this off camera. So, Braden, I'll start with you. Your favorite basketball memory. This could be in a rec league game. This could be at a pickup at the park. This could be high school. Just go and tell me just something that really sticks out to you that you just, you loved about basketball in that moment so much.
It's just being able to experience all of the different players I got to play with. Because, from freshman year to now, it's just a big difference. Because freshman year, I was behind a bunch of seniors. And then sophomore year, that's when I started getting my starting time. That's when I started getting into rotation. Junior year, it was kind of like this year. I was in the rotation. People were looking at me to help lead and all that stuff. And then senior year, just everybody needs me as a leader so that I can help these young guys develop and so that they can proceed their career and have a successful career.
Yeah. Is there somebody that stuck out to you when you was a younger guy that you kind of looked up to, liked hanging out with, liked playing basketball on the court with?
Yeah, me and Gabe Keller were best friends back in the day. And we're still good friends now, but me and him would always be with each other after basketball games or be with each other before basketball games, and we just had that brotherly bond. And So
JJ, what's your favorite basketball memory?
My favorite basketball memory is running in the summer, or running when we were doing conditioning, because even though we all hated it, I felt like we just bonded over to it, because you're running and everyone's like tired, but it was fun and all. So
them summer workouts are different.
Yes,
they're different.
They are different.
So, going through all the years of basketball that we've all played, we develop things in our own psyche that we do for every game, or a pregame ritual, if you want to call it. So, what do you have a pregame ritual? And if you do, if you can share it, what is that?
Well, my pregame ritual is I'll normally go to the baseline and just pray for like a minute, and then I'll just get up and just get hyped more. That's all I do.
Just take time to yourself and yeah. What about you, Braden?
Yeah, mine's similar to that. I'm not one of those guys that gets all up excited before games. Just never been something I do. And so my main thing is I'll just kind of sit to myself in silence, then I just pray and just talk to myself and just kind of hype myself up in my mind, and then eventually I'll start working together and hyping everybody else up and everybody like that.
So, we kind of talked about this off camera, and, a lot is happening right now in college sports. So I didn't just want to do your favorite college right now. Some people are more specific with their favorite college team, their favorite college player. So I want to do favorite all-time. So first I want to ask y'all, who is y'all's favorite all-time team? Start with you, Brad.
I'm Kentucky all the way.
Kentucky all the way. What about you, JJ?
Kentucky.
Kentucky all the way. So who's your favorite all-time college player? And he doesn't have to be from Kentucky. But if he is, then, as a Kentucky fan, that's even better.
Yeah.
But, who is y'all's favorite all-time?
I'll go back a couple years. Prime Anthony Davis. I mean, he led the NCAA in blocks and was just a dominant force down low. And, I mean, he could stretch it too. And so, I mean, that's kind of who I try to model my game after also.
I was going to ask you, do you try to take things away from him, whether watching old film or new film?
I think his older film, to be honest, because, I mean, he was more of a mid-range to post scorer, and that's what I'm more trying to be. Yeah. And, I mean, he would play great defense and just get a lot of rebounds, and so that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. What about you, JJ?
It has to be 2019 Tyrese Maxey.
Okay. Yeah.
He's just – I love Tyrese Maxey. He's just one of my favorite players to watch, and, just how he always smiles and just try to relate my game to him more.
And his, on the game court and the way his on the game – see, I can't even talk right now. Y'all got me. I'm thinking about Kentucky right now. You got me messed up. His on the court play, what has attracted you? What did attract you to his game so much? Was it the way he's, shooting threes and he's just so confident in that, or do you think it's his driving ability or his passing ability? What is it that you really took from him?
I think it's both. I mean, I like watching. I like making threes. Everyone likes making threes. He does too. Just Yeah, but just watching that team play that year too was just amazing, and him just being one of the best players on there. So,
well, guys, I want to thank you guys for being on here. Y'all did really good. Y'all did. Jeez, y'all got me about Kentucky, man. We play Missouri tonight, so that's all.
Yeah.
But I want to thank y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching, and we will be back next week. Thank y'all.
Crittenden County Basketball would like to thank these fine sponsors: Mark Williams, Whitetail Properties, re-elect Bart Frazer, County Attorney, Farmers Bank and Trust, Nathan Ratley at Marion Recycling, Livingston Hospital, H&H Home and Hardware, Tanner Tabor at YTG Insurance, First United Bank in Marion, elect Chad Nelson, Crittenden County Attorney, Colby Davis and West Kentucky Launchpad, Stuart Haberlock's Preferred Tree and Land, Lone Star Construction, Ellington Detailing, Roy Crane's Tire and Equipment Rental, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, Jared Champion at JRC Kennels, Megan Roberts Chiropractic and Wellness, Kenny Locke and Superior Exteriors, R Block Marion and Stark's Sports Training.